So the Pixel 11 Pro Fold can still be technically broken in half. Not really though, and I want to talk about that in this video. It's not going to be a long video, but the thing is I am very much against breaking phones in half by taking them and bending them the opposite direction that the hinge goes and applying like brute strength 100 pounds of force to try and break it and be like, oh my gosh, this is not durable. That is not a test of durability. There's not a test of durability at all. And one thing is the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. This is the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. I haven't gotten the 11 yet. I'm still on the fence about it. But it's basically the same kind of design, and it ran into the same issue last year. Whenever Jerry Rig Everything, which is the person in question talking about here, breaks it in half, where the antenna line, the antenna band right here is basically where the weak point is. Of course, it will be because, well, it's not metal right there, and that's where the antenna band is, so you can get the signal out for the phone. So, yes, if you take a folding phone and you apply, I don't know, 100 pounds of force in a fixed focal point with your thumbs in the middle of the phone, you might be able to accomplish that. And people seem to think that's a durability test, or that's going to represent somebody sitting on their phone and messing up their phone. Or if you, heaven forbid, if you're laying down and you roll over onto your phone at night, it will break it. No, those would actually be real world test scenarios. I would be certainly happy to see if in his video, he's like, look, let's open it up. Let's sit on the phone and see what happens to it. That would be a real world test. If you have it in your back pocket and you sit down 100 times, that would be a real world test. If you simulate sleeping and laying it and rolling over onto your phone at night, that would be a real world test. And he does do some real world test stuff. Like whenever he gets those different little metal pen things out, and he does a little scratching to test it for different levels and the strength of the screen. And of course, everybody's always familiar with the scratches at 6, deeper grooves at level 7 or 8 or 9, or whatever in the world it is. That's a real test because he's going through each one, systematically testing those with real world tools. I would even wager to say, if you took the phone and you put it in a mechanical vise and we knew exactly how much pressure was being applied and consistently doing it with each phone, so that way we could go, okay, if you put clamps right here and you bend it the wrong way and it takes, and you could see the weights going up. If you could like 80, 90, 100, 120, you could see exactly how much. Sitting there and looking at the guy with his hands straining and shaking to break it in half, and it doesn't fully break in half, it just cracks. Not that it really matters. The phone's effectively broken and useless at that point. But that's not a real-world test. That's about as real-world test as throwing it in a bucket with kerosene and lighting it on fire and then saying, dadgummit, it didn't survive the test. That's not a test. That's just destroying something in a way that it was never intended to be used or handled. If you did this 200,000 times with the machine and it broke, well, it's rated to be open and closed like 250,000 times or whatever. That would be a real world test. So I don't care. I don't think it's the guy personally, but it's frustrating to me whenever I see this and people are like, oh my gosh, the Pixel Fold is breakable. The Pixel Fold is not durable. And I don't even care. I don't care that much. It's not because it's a Pixel. It's because it's bad information. And yes, you could do that test, which I argue is not a test. There's no scientific data. There's nothing being tested or measured. It's just straight up, okay, can I try as hard as I physically can? You could probably get 80% of humanity and they wouldn't be able to reduplicate that because they're not strong enough. So it's not like, oh, my kid got it and my infant was bending it the wrong way, or, oh, I accidentally bent it the wrong way. There was real world application to this with the original Fold, maybe the Fold 2, the Fold 3, maybe the first Pixel Fold. Like some instances where you have it's a first generation, and you're like, okay, well, how much does it take? Well, we don't know how much it takes because there's no weights and measurements involved. There's no scientific data other than just brute force strength bending it the wrong way the hinge is not intended to go. That's like if you see a basketball player hyperextend their knee and it goes the wrong way because they stopped and they landed the wrong way. Like that's not the way the knee is supposed to go. Or that's probably not even a good example. But if you take something and you use it in a way it's not intended to be used forcefully to break it, that's not a durability test. That has about as much weight as putting it on the ground and running over it with the truck and then be like, oh, well, shoot, it didn't survive the test. Well, no, shoot, it wasn't supposed to. You knew that was going to break it. Like, A real test would be, I don't know, make sure the IP68 dust and water resistance works. I mean, that's something. And the Pixel Folds are the only ones that still have IP68. If you take a look at the Z Fold 8, Z Fold 8 Ultra, they're all IP48. So there's actually ways that the Pixel Fold, when used as intended, is actually more durable because it has that extra level of dust resistance. They all have the 8 for the IP8 water resistance, but they don't have the 6.8, which is what, like, basically the gold standard for dust resistance on getting in the hinge and messing up the phone. That is something important. That is something qualitative you can test and show that it still works. So no, I don't get my jollies from phone porn where people just like break a phone in half the wrong way and like, oh my gosh, this phone is not durable. Now, if you could maybe make a case where if you're like, okay, if you barely applied any pressure and it broke, that's something people want to know. That means it's overly fragile. Like there's kind of a scale here. Like if an infant could bend it and it broke in half, then that is not good. That means if it's so fragile that you can't use it in a lot of circumstances. But if you take a fixed focal point with your thumbs and freaking German suplex this to 100-something pounds of pressure, yeah, that's never going to happen. Like, that's never, ever going to happen. It's funny, somebody replied in the comments, because this is kind of going all over the place on Twitter right now. And the guy's like, yeah, I know all the time people are stealing my phone. Random, 200-pound dudes are taking my phone and bending it in half and breaking it. Like, yeah, it happens to me all the time. Like, it will never happen. And people are like, well, it simulates if you sit on it. It does not. Because if you sit on it, it disperses your entire weight across the phone. And also, where are you going to put your phone and basically to where it can bend at a 90-degree angle by you sitting on it? That's physically impossible. Like, you couldn't set that up if you wanted to. So, no, nothing out there is going to represent anything remotely close to purposely, intentionally bending the phone backwards and breaking it, which I would argue most people watching this video are not even strong enough to do. So, no, the Pixel 11 Pro Fold, perfectly durable, perfectly fine, not anything you need to worry about. And I would do this if it was a Samsung phone. And like, yes, it's cool. People, if you want to say, oh, the Samsung phone, they survived it. Okay, it's still deformed. It doesn't mean that the phone works. It just means it didn't break. It's still messed up. Just the screen still turns on. It's not that it survived it. It just didn't get broken in half to where the screen didn't work anymore. So, like, it doesn't mean you can still carry it around and use it because it's so messed up in its current configuration. And it's not a test. It is not a test. Some of the things he does is a test. Like I said, with checking the different gradients of when it starts scratching the screen, or taking a razor blade and checking to see which parts are plastic because maybe the brands are trying to show off that maybe it looks more premium than it is, like popping off the little lens covers over the cameras and seeing that it's just glued on. That stuff has utility because you're like, oh, wow, that's kind of cheap. Or, oh, wow, that's kind of sucky there. Oh, wow, you can really scratch up the fingerprint scanner and it still works. That stuff is nice to know. If you need to apply 150 pounds of pressure with your thumbs, or I don't even know how much it is. I've never even seen a scale where you can test how strong your thumbs are. But, I mean, I've got some pretty strong hands. I could probably reduplicate it, but why? It's not a real test of durability. It's just la-la land. Anyway, so that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, I know you will. I know there's going to be some mouth breather comments that I'm going to have to deal with, and that's okay because people believe that that's somehow a test of durability. But most rational people, I think, look at it and go, wow, that would never, ever happen, and you can't duplicate that. And there's no scientific measurement associated with that whatsoever. Anyway, so that's it. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's just something I wanted to talk about, something I'm sure people in the Pixel community will care about, and I'm sure you can let me know your thoughts, whether you buy into this stuff, whether you think it's realistic. I mean, this is my opinion. It's me making a video, but I think it's pretty well grounded in reasonableness and objectivity. And that's just my 2 cents. So that's all I've got. You'll have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.